human brain has mesmerized, fascinated, mystified, and baffled scientists, doctors, and individuals throughout the ages. Research and studies indicate the human brain takes longer to develop than any other organ, and that it goes through more changes than any other organ in our bodies. At birth, our brain is practically the same dimension as an adult brain and contains most of the brain cells for our entire lives. Did you know we experience 70,000 thoughts each day? Or that every time we recall or revisit a memory, or even have a new thought, we're actually creating a new connection within our brain? Did you know your brain stopped growing at the age of 18 and that our eyeballs are a direct extension of the brain? See, the temporal lobes are involved with memory and hearing, and our occipital lobes contain the brain's visual processing system. In other words, what we see or witness really does impact us. Happy, joyful memories, meshed or knitted with vivid, disturbing, even horrific images, get trapped inside our heads and lodge themselves in the deepest recesses of our minds. God, in his infinite wisdom, fashioned our brain so it is like a living computer and stores each and everything that's happened in our lives. Sadly, the brain has no pain receptors and is incapable of feeling pain at any level. Yet, memories are logged, they're stuck and wedged or trapped moment by moment and layer by layer. Unfortunately, unlike a computer, our brains don't have a delete button, so we can't simply erase those events or wish they never happened. So what do we do with all those memories lodged within our brain? We look at the necessity of exposing the memories that keep us reliving the past or unable to move forward in life. We take steps to build our self-esteem and embrace the woman reflected in the mirror. Yes, we may look successful and on top of our game from the outside looking in, but from the inside out, our view is often tainted by and yoked to the mental thread of our yesterday, full of hurts, regrets, and disappointments. So today, I invite you to journey with me and make peace with your past, learn to live in today, and move forward as God's designer's original, a woman comfortable in her own skin. Hi, my name is Linda Dixon. As CEO and founder of Embraceably You Ministries, I'm a diamond excavator, a transformation coach, and a kingdom speakerpreneur, purposed to heal the brokenhearted and set the captives free. But it hasn't always been that way for me. Before, I was handicapped by people's opinions and silently compared myself to others. I looked the part, but felt so very different. And silently, I was upset because growing up, light-skinned girls were beautiful and dark-skinned girls were ugly. We were teased and we were unpopular. But when black became beautiful, all that changed on the outside. Internally, I still struggled because the same people who belittled me before were now friendly. The guys that wouldn't look twice at me began to tell me I was beautiful. As a result, I questioned what people saw in me, wanting and desperately needing answers deeper and more meaningful than how I looked. I sought external validation because my own self-image had been tainted by the things I had heard, saw, and did trying to find my own way. Having said all of that, here I stand as a woman who dared to dig deep and expose the fragmented and unhealthy roots of my past to the blade of change, learning to unmask my own pain layer by layer and breaking free from the bondages that kept me yoked to yesterday with no fear or regret. Having made peace with my own past, I emerge as a precious jewel, a designer's original, comfortable in my own dark, beautiful skin, healed and made whole by the masterful touch of Papa God, my creator. Please understand, I have not arrived at my final destination, but today I speak to each of us and declare what used to be unattractive when embraced as part of our journey has a beauty beyond words, and I shout, we are worthy of the effort. Not only have I grown personally after 90 days in Propel 2.5, but I've also developed professionally. I am poised and ready to rebrand, expand, and reposition Embraceably You Ministries and take it to new heights in Seven Mountain Ascension. So for the next 20 minutes, allow me to share my passion by presenting the inner workings of Embraceably You Ministries and how it will be structured, who it will serve, what we will offer, and the results we plan to achieve. This is such an exciting journey, and I'm thrilled to share it with you today. But keep in mind, this is only midterm. There's much, much, much more to come. I'm super excited as God continues to give me blueprints, strategies, creative and transformational ideas geared to capture the attention and interest of each avatar I am called to find, serve, heal, deliver, and set free. Embraceably You Ministries is Christ-centered, and we examine the heart, mind, soul, and spirit of women layer by layer until we find the hidden treasure within. And exposing them, presenting them the love of God and the Word of God, they will become better equipped, in my opinion, to reach and change the next generation. I say that because that's what happened to me. One child, one home, one family, one neighborhood, one community, and the nations. Our signature cornerstones, I am my sister's keeper, and call me midwife. And this is coming out of Titus chapter 2, where the mature woman trains and helps develop the less mature woman. The core of the matter, and that's God's exchange plan for me, coming out of Isaiah 61, giving him my ashes for his beauty. Am I a good thing to be found? Are you a good thing to be found? If not, why not? If not, when? And last but not least, Diamond Excavator, where I will help women unmask and embrace the woman in the mirror. See, we really are fearfully and wonderfully made, according to Psalm 139, God's workmanship, and we are uniquely formed and fashioned in his image, even in our mother's womb. So we're not meant to be copycats, cheap imitations of others, or counterfeits, but we are to live day by day as God's precious jewel. My logo now is a woman holding a blue diamond. She's leaning forward, and she actually is serving her fellow sisters their own diamond of love and grace. And as I bend down, I'm saying, I see you right where you are. I identify, I see you. I'm looking at you, so I'm connecting with you. I'm even making myself vulnerable to lean down and look at you because I want you to know that I relate to you. I'm touchable. And that can be dangerous sometimes because, when people are hurt, they don't always respond, but I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to risk you misunderstanding even my motives and my intentions because my purpose is to speak to your heart. So the ministry taglines: embraced by change, equipped to change, and empowered for change. My email address is www.embraceablyu@yahoo.com, and my email address, my website, is embraceablyu.com. Silent Sally, my avatar, is seen but not heard. She was told to be quiet, to shut up, don't ask questions, or tell family secrets as a child. So she learned to keep secrets. She learned to tell lies and hide behind different masks. She wanted the people really knew her, would they like her? See, my dad drank and stuff was kind of going on in the house. But again, you were seen and not heard. So you didn't go tell family business. And truth is, a lot of times the same thing going on in my house was going on in the next door neighbor's house or the one across the street back in the 50s and 60s. So silence was golden, as they used to say. You don't tell your business. But the truth is, I wondered, what the neighbors were thinking. I wondered, would they really like me? Because I didn't like myself. Based on what was going on, I didn't like who I was, and I desired more. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to do all of those things, but I understand that that environment helped silence me. It silenced Sally. So I went along to get along. It didn't ruffle feathers. I minded my business and different things like that. But even inside there was this cry because I wanted to be heard. I had something to say even then. I just didn't know what it was, or I didn't have anybody to really listen. And in school, I was a teacher's pet and all of this other kind of stuff, and had friends that liked me and others didn't, all of those things. But it was still that place of being seen one minute and celebrated, but then being told to shut up the next.
Right.
So there was that, imbalanced place even in my own mind. But as a solutionist for Silent Sally, I will offer workshops and seminars and webinars purpose to help women find the voice, to come out of that silent place, that hidden place, that stuck place, and find their voice. Prison Break, I had a workshop back in October, and that's going to be an 8 to 12 week group and or one-on-one coaching program. And it's to help women married and unmarried identify the moment they shut down in order to cope with the pain and disappointment that they had to mask over or cover up. And I will equip them with the tools and the strategies to break free from the mental thread of each mistake. Diamond Excavator. That 8 to 12 program, group and or one-on-one coaching, will help women come to the place of understanding that they really are a designer's original. There are actually 9 cuts of diamonds, and each diamond has a personality. So it'll be interesting to work with them to see if their temperament, kind of matches the qualities that are related to their diamond. There's a cut, there's the clarity, the cost, and we are costly. It cost Jesus all he had. And that being the case, as we learn our diamond value, we won't be handled by an experienced jeweler. He's going to have to know how to handle us, but he'll hear and he will have learned and have been taught by Papa God. So again, through Embracingly You Ministries, I know I will encounter and embrace women from all walks of life. And together we will face and befriend the woman in the mirror. We will unravel the mental thread of past failures, unwise decisions, and life's disappointments. We gonna gird up our gird up. We gonna put on our spiritual stilettos, and we gonna rise up as the designer's original we were going to be. But like Silent Sally, I failed and fallen short, and I relate to her. 2 big disappointments, and they actually wrap up into one. See, as a child or a young lady, I didn't really understand the significant treasure and jewel that I am. So I became promiscuous. I was looking for love. And the young man said all of the right things and that he loved me. And, people came in and they told lies and this, that, the other. And he believed the lie as opposed to he believed the lie before he even talked to me. So now I'm devastated. I'm abandoned. I'm rejected, and all of those things, those patterns, became a part of my life. And as I got older, I began to settle for less than I really wanted, because there's a fear of being alone, but not being alone at the same time. And I got into a relationship, common law marriage, and I didn't understand at the time that the state of Maryland did not recognize common law marriage. And as the relationship went on, I felt more common than ever. I found out he had a girlfriend. I got a sexually transmitted disease. And he actually told me, that we could get even with one another if I went out and had a relationship as well. And that clearly said to me that he did not love me. Anytime a man tells you to go and have a relationship with somebody else, it's like something's wrong here. And now this is also, I'm now drug and alcohol free, so I'm dealing with all of this stuff in the raw. I don't have any coat, I don't have any, there's nothing covering any of this. So I'm in the raw, and in this relationship, it got so bad that my skirt, you could turn it around on me and not hit a hip bone. That's how stressed I was. But my motto became never let them see you sweat. So I put on a face, another mask, and I walked outside every day.
And I cried all the way to work. And I went in and I did what I had to do. And I cried all the way home, and I came in and I did what I had to do. And there was a stepson that I mothered for 5 years. And even in that, it's like, Lord, why are you doing this? And that little boy was born addicted to drugs, and no one was doing anything about it. So I fought to get him some help. But see, going back a few years prior to that, I had an abortion. And I had an abortion while I was smoking crack cocaine. And I was afraid that I couldn't stop, because I stopped and I couldn't stay stopped. And that was one of the nevers that I said I'd never do. And that happened about 4 months before I went into rehab. But God, in His way, gave me the grace to help raise a child that was born in the same manner that I feared my own child would be. And I was able to intercede and get this little boy some help. And he's now in his 20s, and I got a text message or call last year from his dad calling me grandma, you know. And to tell you that I went from baby to the B word in that relationship, I did. So to get that call to say, you are a grandma, you know, God did something in that, because I went from loving this man to hating him. And I even said to him, if I could hurt you the way that you've hurt us, your son, because he exposed him to the relationship. But to that degree, those two things intertwined. But what I admire about myself is that I'm a survivor and I'm an overcomer, and I'm actually stronger than I realize. I've been through so much in my life. You know, the never let them see you sweat. You know, suck it up and keep it moving. And a time in particular, 2005 to 2006, 5 significant people: my mom, my co-pastor, a spiritual mentor, my dad, and my sister-in-law all passed. And I got engaged, and the engagement ended from 2005, April to March of 2007. And it was in that place that I went into a depression. I didn't know it was depression, but I didn't want to get up in the morning. And I felt like a plug had been put inside of me. And if the dam burst, I didn't know when I was going to stop crying. But God, in His infinite wisdom, had people around, and I even had the responsibility, quote unquote, of leading a workplace Bible study group, an intercessory prayer group. So Wednesdays and Fridays, I would hear, you gotta go, you got Bible study, you got prayer. So God was walking me through, and He was strengthening me, and He was sustaining me. And He's allowed me to realize that there is more in me than I've realized. And because I have overcome so very much, I do better than anybody else. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader. I have a way of allowing you to see the glass half full and not half empty, because it's about perspective. And even when my perspective was jacked up, I could talk to you about yours. Because see, sometimes we are the encourager of others when we need to be encouraged ourselves. But I've learned to, because I'm a giver too, but I'm learning to allow people to give it to me, to pour into me, and to just receive. And that has really been a balancing place for me. But that's why I'm so passionate about Embraceably You Ministries, because it's been valley highs and mountain lows. But through my creative products, I will help women like Silent Sally overcome their biggest problem, which is being hidden in plain sight. She feels like no one hears her or listens to her. Inwardly, she feels minimized, marginalized, misunderstood, unloved, and even unlovable. And she has brought into the lie, even if just at the surface level. And she really feels like that she has no value at all. I will again offer diamond excavator seminars, group and or one-on-one coaching, the prison break, group and or training development curriculums. And one of the benefits that Silent Sally will have is because I have been silenced myself. I hear her voice when she's not speaking. I see her tears when they're not flowing. I feel her heart ache because of my own. And I know that I identify, and I know that I can, through the identification and handing her her own diamond of love and grace, help her stand up, even on wobbly knees, and begin to find a balance in her own self and in her own life. Jesus Christ, for me, is key. Excuse me, to promote my I will have a 30-minute consultation. I'll use the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, e-zines, blogging. I'm gonna host webinars and conferences and things like that. And currently my contact list is 50 people. And I've chosen MailChimp as my customer management system. It's free for right now, and it'll allow me to get comfortable with utilizing the system. And as the list grows, I'll consider investing in something else. Again, my website is www.embraceably.you.com, and my email address is embraceablyuministries@yahoo.com. My sales funnel. As I mentioned, my logo is a woman leaning forward with a blue diamond. And my first opt-in, or initially my opt-in, is going to be the 30-minute consultation, which will be the call to determine the readiness to work with me either in group or one-on-one coaching. I'll use e-zines and blogs, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Those are my free products and services, and there will be e-books, regular books, devotionals, and the price of that is going to be $9.99 to $24.99. There will be introductory webinars for women in waiting, boundaries in dating, and that's for the unmarried women that want to learn how to set boundaries so that they are the good thing to be found. That price is going to be $24.99 to $99.99, and that's a one-time or up to a series. I will have conferences and retreats, and they're going to be $99.99 up to $44.97, and that's going to depend on the venue, the location, or the setup options for ministry tools. And it's going to be like a 1 to 3 day. There may be a special lunch, round table or something like that, and then VIP, to have VIP treatment for some that will want to come. Speaking engagements, conferences and retreats, that's going to be $250 plus, again, depending on the venue and the location. And then there's going to be the Prison Break 8 to 12 week and Diamond Excavation Group, and that's going to start at $249 up to $499 per person. And lastly, it's going to be the one-on-one coaching for Prison Break and Diamond Excavation, and that's going to be $499 up to $1199 per person. And that again will be for the 8 to 12 week or the one-on-one group coaching. And my colors are purple, blue, and yellow. The purple is royalty, the yellow is friendship, and the blue is about the heavens and the abode of Papa God. So that's my sales funnel. Wow. My marketing campaign. I'm going to record 90 to 160-second infomercials about Embraceably You Ministries and the teaching and training curriculum. I'll use MailChimp to communicate. I will attend networking events. I'll utilize social media, again, Periscope, blog, and tools like that to introduce Embraceably You to a broader audience. And I'm currently working on my 8 to 12 week training curriculum for Prison Break and Diamond Excavation. And I anticipate having those completed within 3 months, so that I will be launching something again August to September.
my personal testimony of meeting Apostle, but also Propel 2.5 as I stand here today. I think about Romans 12:2, and it reads, "Do not be conformed to this world of this age, fashioned after or adapted to its eternal superficial customs, but be transformed, changed by the entire renewal of your mind, by its new ideas and its new attitudes, so that you may prove yourself what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God, even the thing which is good and acceptable and perfect in His sight for you." That's the Amplified translation. And when I met Apostle Yolanda, I was thirsty. I didn't realize how thirsty I was. I met her at the summit with Teresa and Miss Gwen, and she talked value, volume, and voice, and that resonated inside of me. But in our phone call, we talked about the Field of Dreams, the movie with Kevin Costner. And the first time I went to the church to attend their anniversaries, they had a workshop going on, and I saw a baseball field, and it was like, there's my Field of Dreams. So in Propel 2.5, I've started to dream again.
Jesus.
I've dusted off those things that have been dormant, and I'm dreaming again. I'm believing again. I am, as I mentioned when I was on my way to my 40th high school reunion, I am embracing the sassy woman that I am. See, I thought sassy was frisky, and I didn't want to be that, but sassy is actually bold and confident, and I am that today. I'm bold, I'm confident, and as I said before, I'm comfortable in my own beautiful dark skin. If nobody else is comfortable with me, as long as Papa is pleased, it is well with me, and they just have to catch up. They really have to catch up. But again, when I came here, I was thirsty, and Papa recently brought something to my mind that I did in high school. In algebra, we were asked to take our initials and come up with a mathematical term, and I was the least common denominator. Least and common. What words to attach to yourself? But today, LCD means the Lord's chosen, special, elect, preferred, and favorite diamond. Appearance, silhouette, and contour. See, I become the first partaker of Prison Break.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
I've delved deep into the nooks and crannies, the secret and hidden places inside the wellspring of Linda C. Dixon, deeper than I've ever gone before. And I now understand that the murky waters will not overtake me. I'm swimming. I'm swimming like I never swam before.
Wow.
And to the degree that I went from, you know, the riverbed, and I've walked, and I've walked, and I've walked, and the water has gotten higher and higher and higher, to the degree that I just fell in and just got cleansed. Because I've come to understand that the murky mire was also inside of me. And God has done a internal cleansing. So He's did the outside, the inside, and now I stand as a beautiful package.
Yes.
In my spiritual stilettos too. And see, I'm wearing my chain,
It's beautiful.
my dress of chains, but there are no chains holding me.
Come on.
I can wear the dress, but I don't have the chains. And I can help other women do the same thing. So my power closing. When I was in treatment, I learned a poem, and it's entitled "Let Go and Let God." And it says, our mistakes won't irreparably damage our lives unless we let them. It is said in the art of Persian rug making that when the mistakes are adjusted into the pattern, no one can tell where the mistake was made. The same kind of adjustment will take place. It has taken place in my life because I've let go and let God. And as the CEO and founder of Embraceably You Ministries,
my purpose and my passion is to help women break the mental thread so that they too can stand and let go and let God. There were two pictures. One was of a barn and it was on its last leg. You know, it was just leaning. And then there was another one and the barn finally collapsed. It had to surrender. And I had to surrender to be made new. And in this Propel 2.5, in the last 6 months, there has been a digging deep to surrender. And if I can do it, so can you.